Good morning, all. Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Thursday morning, December 26th. We're looking at the top of our last 3 days of the SPY ETF on the market profile provided by Window Trader. And remember, Tuesday's half day stopped the one-time framing up on the daily. That was as we took out Monday's low. So that put us into a 7-day balance. It's a very tight balance, just under $2.50. Now, this morning, the bulls are attempting to come out of that 7-day balance on a gap. Remains to be seen if they will be successful. There'll be two scenarios. They get above the 7-day balance, hold it, and we go to all-time highs. We're already going to look to make an all-time high. Remember, we have bad ticks up above, and we also have an overnight all-time high. Or we make an all-time high, fail up here, and get accepted back into the 7-day range. All right, let's go over destinations and a game plan for this morning. So since there's still just over an hour to go, 321.19. Now I'm going to use that, right? It was 7 wide only, but it was only 7 time frames we had. So right now I'm going to use it on both sides because you never know what happens in the next hour. So that was your first upside destination. Then you had Tuesday's high of 321.52, our all-time high of 321.65, and our overnight all-time high of 322.35. For the downside, if we gap higher, then we use Tuesday's high of 321.52 on the downside, and then we use the 7 wide of 321.19. Then below that, we have Tuesday's low of 320.90, daily low of 320.37, and you have a bunch of other ones on the downside that I have been giving you. So what's the game plan for this morning? Well, quite simply, if we gap higher, gap rules will apply. Now, right now it's not so much, it's a very small gap, and it's also the top of a 7-day balance, so you can actually gap higher and come right back into the balance without filling the gap right away. That's something to keep in mind. Now remember, there's still an hour to go prior to the opening. A lot of things can change. We can gap higher a lot more, or we can be just opening up in balance. But if we are the gap higher, you can take a call play. You know you're out right away. Okay, not so much maybe getting into balance, but if this gap fills, I get out right away. And then you reassess because we'll be back into a balance. If the gap doesn't fill, well, my real next destination will be whatever our pre-market high is, and then our overnight all-time high of 322.35. So that's your call play. As far as a put play right here, I don't have one. Okay, if you do come into balance and fill the gap, odds are you will come back down, at least, and test that POC of 7 wide. So if the gap fills and you get accepted, you can take a put play then. But remember, it'll still be with higher value, at least initially. So you could wait for more market-generated information for a put play. In the next hour, if we open in balance and don't gap higher, well, then you could also take a put play against both Tuesday and Monday's all-time high. Okay, if they fail up there, right, it's a balance. Balance rules. You get to the top of a balance and fail. Well, maybe that's the case. If that's the case, you could take a put and ride it back down to at least POC and then Tuesday's low. So those are 2 plays early on the day. Chart-wise, monthly. Again, we're getting to the end of the month. We're one-time framing up. Still have that gap, which is my main focus. Weekly. Came out of balance on a gap. That gap still holding. A couple of days left in this week. We're one-time framing up 2 weeks. This would be the 3rd if we're to hold it. Very healthy. So the longer term, still up, still have gaps. Daily. Came into balance on Tuesday, right? I'm calling this a 7-day balance. It's only $2.50. It's a very small balance. We're attempting to come out of it to the upside. If it holds, we get another leg up. Remember, right? We want it. If a trend is to continue, you want to get distance away from previous highs, the way we were doing here. This one has gotten a lot tighter. So the question is, are the bulls running out of steam, or now does this start another leg higher? If this gap fails and we get accepted back into this, your first destination will be the bottom of that balance, and that's very close. It's 319.17 is the bottom of that 7-day balance. So that's the question that needs to be answered. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.